Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and here I am in my garage again. It's my uh, um, tennis ball, so I know how far in to bring my van. Anyway, so today I've been asked about the big wheel kit that I've done to my machine here, and I think the best thing I can do is actually show you guys how to do this, because I know that not everybody has this exact same machine, but this will show you exactly how to go about doing this, because it's so simple and very inexpensive. I actually went and got I couldn't remember what I'd paid for this before. About 3 years ago I did this, and they only charged me $45. I had two of them made. That was $45. So it's so cheap, it's so easy. So basically, most rotary machines are set up like this one right here, where you've got the wheels at the back, obviously, and there's an axle running through there. So you can't just remove the wheels and put a bigger wheel on there, because there's usually not enough room at the front. What you could do, one way you could do it, is extend the axle a little bit and have your wheels out a bit further, but you might end up over time actually bending the axle, because there'd be too much stress on the length of it. It might work. Maybe if you reinforced it somehow, that could possibly work. Or you could do this. This is so simple. The wheels on this machine actually normally attach right here. That's where the axle hole is. So I'll show you how I did this. We'll just pull this wheel off here. Very simple. And the price they charged me included these bolts and everything. And they're nylock. I actually put goop in there too, just to make sure they don't back off, because these bolts are just a little bit short actually, but that's anyway, it works fine. So now you can see the shape of this thing. It just basically hugs right around the base of the machine, right at the back, and it's flush with the back. And this is a one-piece aluminum, and they used the water jet to cut it, which is pretty cool. So there's no welding on it. It was just basically they made it to shape, bent it, drilled the holes. So here's the bolt that goes right through. It goes from one side to the other, and it's on there good and snug. I put a couple of flat washers in here just to make sure. It was actually sort of bending inward a little bit when I really tightened it, so I put a couple of washers on there. And whatever machine you might use, you may have to your machine might be a little bit different than this one, but any good mechanical engineering fabricating shop would have no problem doing this. It is very, very simple. And in case you're wondering, I was gonna just double check this here. On this machine, they put the bend at, it's 8 and 3/8. Yeah, 8 3/8. And it just lines up perfectly. So I undid the bolt on this side, or the nut on this side, and it's just a threaded bolt, and that's it. I mean, seriously, look how simple that is. Wow. And I can switch it back if I wanted to. And you can see here's the hole where the axle went through. And so I'll put it back together. Drop my washer here. Put that little washer on that side. Hang on a minute. I'll put that on there. Okay. And we'll pop that there. It's a little bit fiddly diddly. Slide it through. That's right there. Put the washer in place. Tighten the nut so I got thread coming through this side. It actually just, I mean, it just fits in here just perfectly, clearing the wheels. Exactly right. Okay. Cinch this up a wee bit. I actually need to move this side in a bit more, I think. Try that. There we go. Try them. You know, it needs to be on there so it doesn't vibrate or flop around at all. So just, there we go. These wheels I actually got, pardon me, these I actually got from Trinity. They have a slightly larger axle hole, so although it actually has been working fine, I didn't think they were going to work. But the Orbot ones are a little bit smaller bolt size, but the other machine is that size. My one I use every day has the black tires on it, which are from an Orbot, and so they have a slightly smaller axle size. Okay, I'll tighten that up. And look at that. See, it just, you can see the nut sticking through there. It just nicks the inside of the wheel, which is no problem. I'll just switch that there. Tighten this baby. You can just, it's just touching there. It won't interfere, actually, it's all right. And that's it. Actually, I think I tightened it too much. Just a little bit too tight here. And there we go. Perfect. You see how simple that is? So, you know, every machine is going to be, you know, this machine takes this exact shape, works on this machine, and Depending on what machine you may be using, it may be slightly different, but any machine shop should easily be able to figure that out. Just make sure that when you go in there with your machine, you take the wheels that you're going to use. Either you use the Orbot. As I say, these are actually from Trinity. And make sure that everything clears just right. This just you see there's just a slight amount of gap between the wheel and the bumper, and on the side exactly the same. And the way we lined it up so that I told them that I needed the machine to be able to sit flat with the wheels not hanging below, because you don't want to have it so that the wheels are below the bottom of your machine. You want to have them line up right with the, right across here, right? And it does perfectly. So that's how you do it. And whatever machine you've got, you'll have to have it made maybe slightly different, but any machine shop should have no problem doing that. So there you go, guys. They say that if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but if you teach him to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. So I'm hoping that this is kind of one of those scenarios. Hope you guys go out and have many successes with your machines, and it'll help you to be more maneuverable with those rotaries, because they always have such silly little wheels on them. And this is a simple way, inexpensive way, very effective, very robust. I've had my setup on my machine for 3 years, not a problem at all, and I don't think it would ever break. But anyway, it wasn't expensive, so and it's worked perfectly all these years. So hope that'll help you out.